Spoken Memorials is a public service of Leominster Television, sponsored by the Leominster Telecommunications Corporation, Incorporated. The following are passings taken from the Leominster Champion. Diane Lynn Dwyer Brow, 64, formerly of Leominster, passed away December 23, 2018. In lieu of memorial services, a celebration of life will be held for family and friends in the spring of 2019 for both Diane L. Brow and her husband Scott K. Brow, Sr. Arrangements were under the care of the Mack Family Funeral Homes and Lamoureux, Smith, and Pollock's Chapel in Gardner. Michael DuPont, 68, formerly of Leominster, passed away January 12, 2019 at Leominster Hospital after an illness. A service was held January 21st. Burial was private. Arrangements were under the care of the Simard Funeral Home. Alice M. LeClaire Gogan, 97, of Leominster, passed away January 6, 2019 in Alliance Health at Baldwinville. Funeral services and burial will be held and announced at a later date. Arrangements are under the care of the Boucher Family Funeral Home in Gardner. Chester Ronald Keogh, 79, of Leominster, passed away January 17, 2019 at Health Alliance Hospital after a courageous battle with COVID. A funeral mass will be celebrated January 29th at 10 a.m. at Holy Family of Nazareth Church. Burial will be in St. Cecilia Cemetery. Calling hours are January 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Brandon Funeral Home in Fitchburg. Robert J. Kirkwood, 68, formerly of Leominster, passed away January 11, 2019 at home in Orange. There are no calling hours. Services with military honors was held on January 25th at the Massachusetts Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Winchendon. Arrangements were under the care of Whitty's Funeral Home in Orange. Lynn Lockhart, 73, of Leominster, passed away January 17, 2019 at Massachusetts General Hospital after a brave fight. A celebration of life for Lynn will be held at 11 a.m. on January 26 at First Church Unitarian Universalist in Leominster. A private committal service will be held in the spring at Woodlawn Cemetery in Princeton. Arrangements are under the care of the Miles Funeral Home in Holden. Ann M. Patient Maynard, 81, formerly of Leominster, passed away January 11, 2019 in her Gardner home. Funeral services were held January 16th. Burial was in Woodside Cemetery in Westminster. Arrangements were under the care of the Boucher Funeral Home in Gardner. Diane L. Jocelyn Prohl, 60, of Leominster, passed away January 2, 2019 in Fitchburg Healthcare. Calling hours were held January 18th. Arrangements were under the care of the Silas F. Richardson and Son Funeral Home. Alice E. Chiarelli Refrigeri, 90, of Leominster, passed away January 18, 2019 in Sterling Village in Sterling after a prolonged illness. The funeral was held January 22nd with a mass of Christian burial in St. Anna's Church. Burial followed in St. Leo's Cemetery. Arrangements were under the care of the Wright Roy Funeral Home. Laura E. Rome, 60, formerly of Leominster, passed away January 15, 2019 at Rose Monahan Hospice Residence in Worcester. Funeral services were held January 17th at Congregation Agadat Akim in Leominster. Burial followed in Agadas Akim Cemetery in Fitchburg. Arrangements are under the care of the Miles Funeral Home in Holden. Anita Plouffe Spatafor, 94, of Leominster, passed away January 9th, 2019 at home. A funeral mass was held January 12th in St. Anna's Church. Burial followed in Evergreen Cemetery. Arrangements were under the care of the Brandon Funeral Home in Fitchburg. Alfred O. Zarella Sr., 90, of Leominster, passed away January 17, 2019 at home. The funeral will be held January 26 with a Mass at 11 a.m. in St. Anthony de Padua Church. Burial will follow in St. Bernard's Cemetery. Calling hours are January 25th from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Brandon Funeral Home. May they rest in peace. This is Jasmine Loft, and you've been listening to Spoken Memorials, sponsored by the Leominster Telecommunications Corporation, Incorporated.